for me as a hustler, you don't mind paying for stuff. So I ain't care about, so I bought the Canva Pro and it just unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just follow what the other page is doing, but let me talk it in my language. So my first content used to be horrible, but I was consistent with it.
We heard earlier your story. Now, how did you get comfortable speaking your story online? And what was the very first content that you did that? And what did you learn from that?
So I had a partner, his name is Greedy. So I used to always talk to all my homies about stocks all the time. Like, it consumed me.
Right.
And I remember, again, watching the other stock pages. And I remember going to them, asking them, like DMing people like, yo, how did you create that? And nobody would answer me. Like, yo, how did you create that graphic? How did you create that graphic? Nobody would answer me. Like, all right, cool. And I had a friend of mine, her name was Danielle. Danielle had a clothing line. And so Danielle is a preacher. And so she just create content all the time. And at this time, I ain't understand content. I'm like, yo, you always, like, how you be doing that stuff on Instagram? Like, putting them pictures together. Like, how you do that? Right. So she introduced me to Canva. She was like, you get on, I'm like, Canva, I don't know how to work that. So for about 2 weeks, she walked me through how to, like, take images from Canva, put them on there, type them on. She used to always tell me, don't pay for it, get the free stuff. And I used to be like, all right, but I saw the free stuff was limited. And so for me as a hustler, you don't mind paying for stuff. So I ain't care about, so I bought the Canva Pro and it just unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just follow what the other page is doing, but let me talk it in my language. So my first content used to be horrible, but I was consistent with it. Like, I was with it. And so I said, they don't ever talk to us. They don't ever talk. Nobody's going live. And I remember looking at Super. So Super and Judy were the big social media brands from New Orleans.
Right.
And I should tell my, again, I bring my partner Greedy in because Greedy told me, bro, like, you a nerd in a street dude body. Like, you smart. You just grew up in the streets, bro. Like, it ain't nothing you can't figure out. And I remember him telling me, you're going to change the world. But for your first 6 months to a year, don't sell nobody nothing. Just give them sample packs.
Wow.
He talked to me in a language that I understood. I was like, all right, cool. So when I saw what everybody else was doing, I was like, all right. And I looked at Judy and Super. And I said, yo, they live on Instagram Live. All right. I'm going to just start going live. So me, I ain't never been scared of nothing. So I just started going live and I just started talking to people. And one of the things I used to do too was I used to go live when I was at work. Mm-hmm. So it was easy for me to talk to people while I was at work because I used to tell them how I'm using my work money to invest. I'm using my work money to invest. You got to use your work money to invest. I used to show them my check. My check this week, $2,500. I would go to the bank. I used to do this every Thursday. I would go to the bank, cash my check in the bank, let them see the $2,500, and then let them see me transfer $1,500 to my investing account. I would go live and do that. So it was a lot of those things happening in the beginning so they could see my authenticity. Again, I'm giving sample packs. I'm letting people see like, yeah, they got other stock pages, but none of them gonna go live. Right. They got other stock pages. How they gonna tell you about money? They ain't using any money. You don't see them using any money, right? And so that was some of the early things that were staple for me now. Like, I still do it now. Go live 2-3 times a day sometimes, 5 times a week. I'm going live. I want you to see me. I want to talk to you, right? I want you to see that we still invest in money. So you don't just say, you making money off me. Nope, I'm investing 60% of my money, 50%. I'm still doing the same things. So those were the early things that still on a bigger scale, I still do now. And what I learned from it was, in order to build a brand, people need to know you. People need to see you and people need to talk to you. And they need to see who you are in your authentic form. So in the beginning, I used to curse a lot. Like I done narrowed that down now. But in the beginning, I used to curse a lot, but I ain't care because it was who I was. And so people used to see me be like, damn, Trap, damn, he real dude. And I was showing my account, look, man, I'm putting $1,000 in here. So that authenticity was like, oh, okay, people like that. Okay, let me keep doing that. So just being authentic in the beginning and, being, letting people understand that I am them. And that relatability is what I keep to me to this day.
A lot of game.